Alright, fine. I'm going to talk about the whole TCGplayer, eBay, layoff, union stuff. And we're going to talk about it in today's video. What interests me is just how the card community is reacting to this. I find it incredibly fascinating. But this video is one that I would normally stand up over there because it's a business video at the end of the day, kind of, sort of. But I wanted to show you guys some things on the computer screen, so I figured I'm just going to sit very peacefully and discuss this. I'm going to give my opinion at the very end, or I don't know, 3/4 through, I have no idea. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you on the side of the people that got laid off? Are you on the side of TCGplayer? I look forward to all opinions, and I welcome all discussion on this one. I'm sure it's going to be a meaty topic. Why everyone is messaging me about this is because, you know, I use TCGplayer in half my videos a week. So that's where this came from. So, what happened? Well, let's just read this article here from Spectrum Local News in New York. eBay is under fire for laying off more than 200 employees from Syracuse's TCGplayer office, which is described as the leading market for the trading card games like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. TCGplayer started off as a small business, but grew quickly, was eventually bought out by eBay a few years ago in a nearly $300 million deal. It is a story that should celebrate the success of what was once a small business, but now the very employees who contribute to that success are being forced out. What you need to know. Syracuse 220 TCGplayer employees will be laid off this summer as eBay shifts operations down south. The announcement came as a shock to staff who were the decision was made in an effort to disrupt unionized efforts. TCGplayer employees held a rally Tuesday in front of the office in downtown Syracuse. Yeah, this is 5 days old. Richard Vallejo, who has worked as TCGplayer for 6.5 years, says he was shocked when layoffs were announced last week. It was a gut punch. The floor dropped from beneath us. Surprise to everyone. They did in a way tell us about the company's business this month, said Robert Guy, TCGplayer employed for 8.5 years. Company's business this month is closing TCGplayer Authentication Center, which I think is grating. eBay is moving the center's operations to Louisville, Kentucky, laying off 220 Syracuse employees in the process. People are crying, escorted security, none of you have thoughts. Employees believe it's a tactic to disrupt unionization efforts. The only reason they would want to do this is to bust our union, and they should be held accountable. Blah, 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 blah. Employees also claim that they have been harassed by security since the announcement. There's also stuff about apparently eBay turned our workplace into a prison with, you know, less than ideal work conditions. That's basically like part of it as well, which is interesting. And employees obviously should not be harassed. That's terrible. That's a very bad thing. We've heard of people being essentially physically assaulted and being grabbed by security. It feels like we're being treated like criminals in our own workplace, and it feels like it's been turned into a prison. And eBay responded. The company said to take the well-being and safety of its team members extremely seriously and committed to making sure safety procedures are being followed. Yeah, okay. I think we get the gist of what's going on. They're laying off employees. They're claiming union busting, less than ideal work conditions. And let's be real. I'm pretty sure it's cheaper to operate to... I don't know how to word this. It's basically cheaper to run shop in Kentucky than it is New York State. You know what I mean? To me, you know, I see the numbers. I get it. Like, this is... that's not my opinion. I'm going to give my opinion after. But you can kind of understand where these people are coming from. You know, these really big organizations, aka eBay, just want to basically make as much money as possible. That's the business they're in, right? Okay, so all card game communities are reacting to this. The Magics, the Yu-Gi-Ohs, the Pokemons, all of them. What interests me is obviously the Digimon side of things. And there's a few little posts I want to bring to people's attention here. First of all, one of the mods in the group, in light of the recent announcement, Zachariah Prather, in light of the recent announcement regarding TCGplayer and eBay and their workforce decisions, creating this master thread to help centralize all related conversations and resources. All conversations pertaining to this should be done in the comments below. All new posts will be deleted, and all old threads will have comments turned off. Please remember group's rule: be kind and courteous. Let's aim to keep discussions peaceful and constructive. Learning moments are most effective when they come from a place of positivity. This is technically not true. You can learn a lot in negative situations too, and I find those very effective as well. But, you know, I'm not going to split hairs on that comment. This Tony Russell guy seems to be coming in with a force. I'm positive this community is filled with bootlickers who would spite their local shop or another online seller over a 10-cent discount. You're in other threads complaining about your inventory on TCGplayer. This is an interesting fact because this is a gut punch to this guy who sells on TCGplayer. If you want positivity, then operate in good faith. You're a grown man. The people here are grown adults. They know the difference between right and wrong and have already decided where they stand. And people are just like, whatever. They want other stores and all this stuff. TCGplayer did bleed, but it's just a scratch. We're going to talk about this momentarily. But before this master thread, Mr. Lance over here, you guys understand, I think, why I don't participate in this Facebook group very often. Because the brain rot is infectious, and it's just a terrible, like, fuck. Y'all make sure to boycott Walmart, Target, GameStop, Amazon, and every local game store near you too, because they are all anti-union. Like, can we focus Digimon, not what literally has zero to do with us, please? You see, the problem with that comment, in that comment of that post, is I understand that the Digimon group should be about Digimon. You know, whatever. Okay. But posting that is insensitive. Because there are a lot of card players that, you know, they have their strong opinions one way or the other about the Walmarts, Targets, GameStops, Amazons, and every local game store. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just make an insensitive comment like that and expect no backlash. Like, this is just a feast for brainworms, this one. Like, it's so stupid. Like, and you can read the response. And you can just read this. And, I mean, a lot of people disagree with him. A lot of people disagree with him. Some don't care. This is why I don't participate in the Facebook group. Because it's all shit. It's just a waste of time. A waste of brain matter. A waste of everything. Like, fuck. Anyway. What do I think? Like, what do I think about this? What is Mario's opinion on the whole thing? I understand why they did it. Yes, it sucks, obviously, for the people getting laid off. And what is anyone going to do about it? Because eBay is at this point in time where eBay is too big to fail. You can boycott eBay. Even if the card portion, even if the whole freaking card portion of the world boycotts eBay, eBay is not just a trading card game website. It sells so much other stuff. You know, you get a pretty penny off the card sales, absolutely, and all that shit. I'm not denying that. But so what? What is your boycotting going to do? It's just going to be a waste of time. Threads like this are a waste of time. Threads like this are a waste of time. Threads like this are a waste of time. It doesn't matter. It just sucks. It's overall a shitty situation, and I feel for the people being laid off. This is why I preach all the time. You should have multiple income sources, because you never know when one might go down the toilet. I've been saying this since day one on this channel. Day fucking one. But it does suck. It's, you know, it is horrible. It is terrible. And we should not be trying to make people's feelings irrelevant. People have a right to vent. People have a right to be upset. People have a right to help and support their friends who are bothered by something like this. You know, there's a lot of chaos in the world right now, particularly in y'all's country over there in the States of the America. It's a fucking shitfest down there. However, you know, we have to take people seriously. We can't discount anyone's feelings. And, you know, I've had conversations with people that know people that are getting laid off. And it's terrible. So, I don't know. Like, it just sucks. It's a shitty situation to be in. But the boycotts, unfortunately, won't do a single thing. It's a waste of time. Boycott, absolutely. Get your opinion heard. Protest peacefully. You know, don't protest not peacefully, and make your opinions heard if that's how you want to, exercise yourself. Absolutely do that. But it's like trying to yell off a mountain and expecting someone to hear you. If a tree falls down in the forest and you're not in the forest, does it make a sound? You know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff. It's shitty that it's so big that it doesn't matter if you protest or not, but these are the balls in the court that we're all dealt with right now. TCGplayer, as of currently, I'm still going to use it for market watches because it's still a pricing resource, and it's not like people are going to stop using TCGplayer because of this. I'm being real. They're not going to stop. Yes, some people will try to find alternatives like Card Kingdom, Troll and Toad, whatever, whatever. Doesn't matter. Hell, I'm in Canada. We barely use TCGplayer here anyway. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter to us. And you Americans in my comment section here, you're probably still going to use TCGplayer unless you have a very strong moral stance against it. And if you do, I respect that, and that's fine. Do I have anything else I want to say about this? I don't think so. Yeah, it sucks. And don't be a dick. Do not be a dick to people who lost their jobs because of this. Don't be a dick to people who are affected by this. Don't be a douche. Just don't be an idiot. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Please. This world is too small and everything is too short for us to be dicks about people's finances, livelihoods, and whatever. If people don't want to talk about Digimon right now and they need an outlet to vent, they need an outlet to do whatever, just let them. Come on, be a fucking human. Holy shit. Anyway, I think that's it. That's all I really got. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!